Hi, how the fuck are we doing? Are we good? Good? Okay, good. So I'm gonna fucking tell you how you're gonna deal with rejection like a bad bitch. 9 times out of 10, you don't get told why you're rejected from something, and that kind of makes it so much shittier because not only did you not get the thing that you want, but now you don't have a reason. Nobody gave you a logical explanation as to why you don't have the thing that you want. And so now it's your brain is like, well, let me think of all the reasons that this could possibly be happening. And that's when you start to fucking spiral, and that's when the rejection starts to hurt worse and worse and worse, and it starts to feel like the world is caving in on you, and it just starts to feel so heavy and shitty, whether it's in the form of somebody broke up with you, you didn't get the job you wanted, you didn't get into the school you wanted to get into, you didn't get approved for the apartment, you didn't get approved for the loan, you went to buy concert tickets and they were already sold out. Like, forms of rejection happen in so many different areas of life that you're not even like seeing them as forms of rejection, but it's like that initial hit of like, this is something I wanted and I didn't get it. I've said it before and I'll say it again and I will continue to say it. Your mindset is the most important thing you have control over in your whole life, and it's honestly the one thing that you yourself will always have control over. Nobody can control your mindset. It's always going to be up to you. Whether you're easily influenced and you're gonna start thinking some way that other people think, that's your bad. That's your choice to do that, okay? So everything in life comes down to mindset, and it's no different with rejection. It's easier said than done. You are gonna have to put in the work to get to a point where your mindset is actually good and stable and healthy, and you could just see things as the greater picture as opposed to for exactly what they are, tunnel vision down into, oh my god, somebody told me no and it's the end of the world. No. Zoom out, zoom out. Everything in life, you just gotta zoom out. Look at the grand fucking scheme. If you were gonna have that in your life, if you were meant to have that, you would have that. Think about something a year ago that you really wanted and you didn't get because, you know, you just weren't able to get it. It just wasn't realistic for you to get it at that time. 9 times out of 10, you're like, wow, I didn't even really need that thing. Wow, I'm really happy I don't have that thing. Wow, I'm really happy that didn't work out because now look where I am. If it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. And you can either get rejected, you could get told no, you could get told maybe next time, you could get told not right now, and you could go home and fucking dwell on it. Be like, oh, well, like, I could have done this could have happened, what could have been if they had just said yes, then I could have done. You can dwell on that, and you could throw yourself a little pity party that I'm sure nobody wants to be invited to. And even if you do invite them, I'm sure nobody really wants to be there because nobody likes to go to a pity party. Like, that's embarrassing. Grow up. You don't need to throw yourself pity parties. Are you allowed to be sad about shit? Are you allowed to have emotions and feelings about shit? Of course you are. But it's up to you whether you're going to dwell on it and sit on it and just be the victim of the situation, or if you could just take it for what it is and be like, all right, I got told no. There's literally nothing I can do. That door was shut. Somebody else locked it, and I'm going to walk away from it because what the fuck is the point of me just banging on the door trying to get a yes, trying to get in, when somebody clearly already shut it and locked it and threw away the key? Now, does that mean that, you know, maybe one day, like, you walked away from this door and you accepted it, and then, you know, you're on your journey, you're on your path, you're doing something, and you come across the door again. You're like, whoa, like, I remember that door. It was locked last time. And you try it. Maybe it's open this time. And maybe that's something that back then, that was not for you. You were not ready for that. That was not something that was supposed to be a part of your path right then. That was not something that was supposed to be a part of your life at that very moment. But because you walked away from it and you got to go experience so many other things, the universe and life led you back to this door. Because guess what? It is your time now. And you just have to have undeniable, unshakable faith that the universe and your life is constantly working out in your favor. Everything that happens to you, you have to believe that everything that happens to you is working out for your greater good. For your greater good, not for your instant gratification, not to soothe your issues right now, not to make you feel not to make you feel temporary happiness and satisfaction in this very moment, for your greater good. If I had become a content creator all the years prior that I wanted to be one, I would have failed miserably because I was not in a place, and I can look back on that now and see like, wow, like I'm really happy it didn't happen then, because I would not have been able to sustain it. That job is not something I could have sustained way back then. I didn't have the right energy. I didn't have the right mindset. But now, when things say yes, they're meant for you. When you get allowed access to something, it's because it's your time to enter wherever you're trying to go. Everything in life is determined by your mindset. You could have the best life, the best everything, the best. If you have a shitty mindset, you have a shitty life. Like, somebody out there could be living the world's shittiest life in terms of society, and they could be the happiest person on this earth. Mindset is everything. The only thing you have control over in your life is your fucking mindset. And once you realize that, everything else will just kind of fall into place and be so much easier and it'll just make so much more sense, because you're not trying to humanize shit. You don't need to humanize and logic and rationalize rejection. You don't need to know the reason why somebody said no to you. If you ask somebody, oh, I want this, and they say no, they don't owe you an explanation. If you could just accept that no and carry on, that's how you're gonna be able to live the rest of your life within your control. Your entire life will be in your control if you could just decide when something tells you no, when somebody tells you no, when you don't get a yes from a place you wanted to get a yes, you could just walk away from it and be like, okay, that's not for me right now, and that's fine. Here's how the fuck you're gonna deal with it, okay? Step one, your ass is gonna get rejected from something. It's gonna suck. Nobody likes being told no. Nobody likes being told, no, you can't do that. No, you can't have that. No, I don't want to be with you. No, I don't want to be your friend. No, I don't want to date you. No, I don't want to go on this trip with you. No, I'm not going to pay for that for you. No, you're not going to be able to live in this apartment that you really want to live in because it's just not going to work out. Nobody likes to hear no. We all like to have our needs met. We all like to get what we want. If your significant other breaks up with you, you're allowed to be sad. If you've had a crush on the same person for over 4 months and you finally work up the nerve to ask them out and they say no, that's gonna suck. That's gonna really hurt. It's not gonna be fun. You're probably gonna wanna just go sit in your bed and cry. Go do that for a day. Give yourself a fucking day, because what the fuck are you doing other than that? Why are you wasting your own life, your own time, your own energy, allowing somebody else's actions to dictate how you're living your current situation, your current environment? Something from the past, somebody else's actions from the past are now dictating your current. That's not okay. And now you want to ask yourself, I ask myself this in most situations that deal with rejection or just anything that makes me upset or stresses me out or gives me anxiety or just anything. Are my feelings really hurt by this? Genuinely, are my feelings hurt, or is my ego hurt? And 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be your ego that's hurt. Because you just got told no. Your ego does not want to hear that. Your ego kind of has 2 sides. It's kind of like, I'm better than everyone. I don't want to be told no. I can do whatever I want. And then it has the victim side that's like, I got told no. Nobody loves me. Nobody wants to give me what I want. Either one just wants attention. Just wants somebody to feed into it, okay? Your ego's either hurt because, oh my god, like, how could they reject me? Like, they're so stupid. They're gonna pay for this. Fuck them. Like, I'm gonna prove them wrong. Unhealthy, because now you're just living your life to get back at this situation, okay? Like, everything you're doing now is not motivated and intended for you, for your greater good. Everything you're doing now, if you're operating in that ego state of like, oh, they're gonna regret rejecting me, they're gonna regret doing that, they're gonna pay for this, they're gonna see me flourish, and everything you're now doing, operating out of that mindset, everything you're now doing is for them. You think you're doing it for you. You think you think you break up with your boyfriend and you're like, oh, like, I'm gonna get hotter than ever, like, I'm gonna get with the hottest guys, no, you're not doing it for you. And eventually, once you're healed, once you figure out, like, oh, I actually do really like doing this shit for me, yeah, sure, keep doing it for you. But in that moment when you're like, oh, I'm gonna get back at them, stop. It's dumb, it's stupid, it's foolish. You're gonna look back on it and be like, wow, that's really embarrassing. If you really just think about it, you get rejected, your ego is gonna be like, oh my god, like, why would they do that to me? They don't want me, they don't think I'm good enough, they don't value me, this isn't fair. That's your ego thinking, I'm perfect, I deserve everything I want, I'm supposed to get whatever I want, and I don't care if it's mine to have. No, because That's not how life works, okay? So are you actually sad? Are you actually genuinely sad about this thing? Like, are you feeling sadness? Or are you letting your mind, are you letting your ego hop in the driver's seat in your mind? It's like, this is so sad that this didn't work out for me. I just can't believe that it didn't work out. Like, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna be sad. No. Figure out what it is. Because there's a difference between genuine emotion, sadness, just, fuck, that was so shitty. Think about it this way, like, when you go to pursue something, when you go to get an answer that you could either get a yes or a no, you could get rejected from, or you could get accepted to, when you're going that, your ego is running at that full speed ahead, thinking, I'm going to get what I want because there's no other way. And when you fucking hit that wall, and that's embarrassing. You guys know how I feel about embarrassment, but your ego feels that as a direct threat. It says, oh, who do they think they are making me look like that? Who do they think they are making me feel like that? Or your ego wants to be the victim. Oh my gosh, like, they rejected me and now I'm heartbroken and it's all their fault that I'm just not who I used to be anymore. And grow up. Figure it out. I want you guys to get to a point in your life where you could get rejected for something at 10 in the morning. You say, okay, great, I just got rejected from this thing. It's 10 in the morning. I'm gonna go make my coffee and I'm gonna carry on with my day. And that's all it is. And maybe, you know, throughout the day you're like, damn, that kind of sucks, but like, you know, it is what it is. Because it's out of your control. You can't do anything about it now. But if you're in a place where you really you can't do that, your ego doesn't want to let go of the situation, or you're just super genuinely heartbroken over the situation, I'm always going to recommend you write shit down, okay? You write it down. And I don't mean you're allowed to journal however you want, but something that works really well for me is I always ask myself questions. I just got rejected from XYZ. And I'm like, all right, how do you feel about being rejected from XYZ? I feel shitty, I feel mad, I feel upset, I feel like my whole life is caving in around me. I feel like there's nothing else for me that'll make me as happy as this made me. Okay, why do you feel that way? And this is where you start to kind of dig into yourself, and you dig a little deeper and you're like, why do I feel that way? Why do I feel so sad? Why do I feel so personally attacked by this rejection? And you kind of start to think about it and you're like, well, like for example, say that you applied for a job and you didn't get the job. And you're really fucking mad about it. I got rejected from my dream job and I'm so mad about it. I'm so upset about it. I don't know what to do. Like, my life is over. There's nothing else in the world that I want to do. I can't believe this is actually happening. Okay, why do you feel that way about getting rejected from your dream job? I feel really angry because all my friends and family knew that this was my dream job, and now I'm gonna have to tell them that I didn't get it, and that's embarrassing. I feel really upset because this is what I've worked for my whole life. This is what I've thought about my whole life, and now I didn't get that job. That's why I feel sad. I feel sad because it feels like I failed myself. I feel sad because it feels like I'm not good enough to do the things that I want to do. When in reality, they probably just couldn't hire anyone at the time. They probably just didn't have space in their schedule to hire somebody new, you know what I mean? So your brain automatically goes to, I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm sad, when there's always a logical life reasoning behind shit that happens. There's always going to be real life happening, but because it directly affects you, that's where you start to fucking ponder up all these reasons why you got rejected. After you're done saying why you feel the way you feel, then I want you to ask yourself, like, okay, why did I want this job so bad in the first place? Why did I want XYZ so bad in the first place? What's the reason that I wanted XYZ so bad in the first place? And then once you kind of start to do that, you start to dig a little deeper, and sometimes you realize that the reason you thought you wanted something is not the real reason you wanted that thing. Like, a lot of times for jobs, like people's dream jobs, they didn't really want it for the actual job itself. They wanted it for the financial stability that came with it. They wanted it for being able to have this surrounding their life all day. For example, content creation. People say, oh, I want to be a content creator, I want to do this, I want to be an influencer, I want to... Okay, like, do you want to do that, or do you want to get paid to play with makeup and play with clothes? Which, Valid. Both things are valid, but once you really start to dig down and realize like, oh, I didn't, like, this wasn't my dream job. Like, I created it up in my head for it to be my dream job. You know what I'm saying? So once you start to dig deep and you write down these thoughts and you kind of get real with yourself and be completely honest with yourself, that's when you kind of start to realize like, oh, it wasn't personal. Like, I'm gonna be okay. I'll live. I'll get through this. Okay. Is there anything else in life that you could get that would give you the same feeling that you thought this job would get you, that this XYZ would get you? For example, okay, your boyfriend just broke up with you. I got rejected by my boyfriend because he broke up with me. I'm feeling rejected. I'm feeling unwanted. I'm feeling like somebody doesn't value me. I feel shitty about it. I feel mad about it. I feel like he's dumb. I feel like he didn't deserve me. I feel this way because I'm mad at him right now and I'm sad about it. I feel this way because I was so good to him. I was so perfect to him and he just doesn't see my value. I feel this way because everything I did for him, I was such a good girlfriend and now he's saying he doesn't want me anymore. Okay, why did you want him so bad in the first place? Well, he was really good looking and we had a really good connection and we had a lot of fun and he made me laugh and he made me smile. But then you see what you wrote before and you say, well, he doesn't value me. He doesn't see the value in me. Why would you want somebody that doesn't see the value in you? Why would you want that in your life? Why would you want to work at a job that doesn't see your value? Why would you want to be with somebody that doesn't see your value? You wanted that relationship so bad in the first place because you wanted comfort. You wanted a person to talk to every day. You wanted a relationship. You wanted somebody to go on dates with. You wanted somebody to hold hands with. You wanted that feeling of connection and comfort. Okay, right now, in this moment, is there something I can do that can make me feel comforted? Is there something I can do that'll make it feel like I'm going on a date? Go on a date by yourself. Watch your favorite movies. Call your best friend. Like, there's so many things. Like, when you really break things down, typically when you're going after something in life, whether it's a relationship or a job or school or anything, yes, you're going after it for the reasoning of the real life behind it. Like, you want to go to school so you could get this job. You want to get into a relationship so you can have somebody and you can get married one day. You want to get this job because this is your favorite line of work and obviously you want money. You want to be able to pay for the things that you like in life. But when you really start to break it down, it's never those specific things that you want. It's always that you're always craving a feeling that you're going to get from these things. And you're thinking, once I have this thing, this feeling will be fulfilled and I will feel this feeling all the time. But you really need to take a step back and realize, like, what else could I be doing in my life that is filling up these feelings so that when I do get rejected from something, because inevitably it'll happen, when I do get rejected from something, I'm not feeling completely depleted because I already have things in my life that are filling me up and making me whole. Say that you want to work at Sephora and you get rejected. You could get on your phone and make videos about your favorite makeup products. That's going to give you that same feeling of sharing your knowledge about makeup as working at Sephora. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many other areas in life that can fill up your cup the same way you think that these certain very specific experiences are going to fill up your cup. And if you're able to fill these all up on your own, then when you get rejected by that thing that you really wanted, it's not going to feel as personal. Because you're like, oh, that would have just been something extra added to my life to fill up my cup. But all my cups are already full, so I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. Something else will come. Something else that's meant for me will be for me. Because if I'm getting rejected from this, one, it's not meant for me right now. It's not my time right now. Two, obviously, that's for my greater good. Me getting rejected from this thing, that's for my greater good. And that's all that matters. And because all your cups are full, all your feelings are full and happy and you're fulfilled by yourself, you're not going to sit there and dwell on why did I get rejected from this? Why didn't this happen? You're not going to worry about it because you know that I'm whole on my own. I can live without this. Obviously, it's not meant for me, so I'm going to carry on. And as always, hindsight is always 20/20. Like I was saying in the beginning, think about that thing that you got rejected from a year ago, and now think about if you were to have that in your life right now. You'd be like, oh, like, I don't even think about it. Like, you really don't even think about this day to day. Like, think about that job. Think about that person that rejected you a year ago. Are you thinking about them every single day? Most likely not, okay? Just with anything, just say that you really wanted this car that was on the lot, but it was $1,000 out of your price range, and you know, you knew that next week was when your paycheck was gonna get there, and you got that paycheck, you went back to the car dealership, and the car was already sold. Okay, you're gonna live. It's okay. Maybe you really wanted it, and it sucks because, damn it, I really wanted that car, and I didn't get it. What are you gonna do? Fucking cry about it and not get a car? Like, no, like, that would be stupid. So you really need to think about the same things when it comes for your jobs, for school, for relationships. Like, rejection is always redirection, and I know that it's cliche, but it truly is. Just think about yourself in a maze. Like, basically, your whole life is a maze, and you're trying to figure out, like, okay, like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what the end of this maze looks like. I don't know anything. I just know that once I get here, I can either take a left or a right. You take a left, and you hit a wall. Okay. I wasn't supposed to go left right here, so I'm gonna go right here. And then you carry on, and then, ooh, look, we're back at this left. And you're like, huh, I remember last time I couldn't go this way. There was a wall here, but now it's open. It's really, you just really have to life is not as serious as we make it out to be. And if you ever feel that overwhelming feeling of like, oh my gosh, like, life is so scary, just zoom out. It's okay. Just think of it like you're in a maze, and everything's gonna be okay. And on that note, I hope you have a good fucking day.